how well I remember one of the great sermons of Archbishop Fulton Sheen. Now there's a preacher, probably the greatest, in my estimation, the greatest preacher of the 20th century, and he's still preaching. You know, he's still on television and radio, and rightly so. He ought to be. He's the best. And I remember Bishop Sheen giving a retreat to his brother bishops, and it was at one point, you know, in the last years of his life, he tried to get. He did one thing. Bishop Sheen gave himself one mission: to get priests to make a holy hour. And he was speaking to his brother bishops, exhorting them to make this holy hour. And I saw this on a video, and it was so powerful that it's like lightning leaped out of his eyes. And he looked at them, and he said, "I have more power than all of you. I have more power than all of you. When I speak, people listen. Very often when you speak, nobody listens. And there's a reason for it. The holy hour." Every day, every single day for over 60 years, he spent an hour with Jesus before the Blessed Sacrament. He received his inspiration and, most of all, power. Power to change hearts and change minds. And even long after his death, he's still doing it. Powerful preacher. So you see, there's a principle. Any priest, any preacher has to be spending time with Jesus in the Blessed Sacrament. Got to make a holy hour. I don't care how busy you are. I remember one time a rather famous priest was riding back from the airport with Mother Teresa, and he was talking about everything he was doing, and Mother was listening, but she was praying the rosary at the same time, which was very common for her. And at one point he said, "Yes, and I'm doing this for the archdiocese, and I'm doing this for my congregation, I'm doing this and this and that. God, it's gotten so I'm so busy, I don't have time to pray." And Mother Teresa's head went up, and she looked at him sternly, and she said, "Father, if you're too busy to pray, you're too busy." You see, prayer has the primacy. So the priest, as a preacher, has to be a man of prayer, first and foremost. The degree of apostolic fruitfulness, and that's what we want out of our preaching, apostolic fruitfulness. The degree of apostolic fruitfulness is directly proportional to union with the Trinity. Let me say that again. That's a principle. You don't want to miss this. This is right at the heart of it. For the priest, the preacher, apostolic fruitfulness, in other words, salvation of souls. That's the bottom line. Let's face it, nothing else is important. Why does the preacher preach? Salvation of souls. You know, that's the bottom line. You know, at the end of this, you and I are going to be a winner or a loser. The preacher's job is to help us be a winner. And what's that mean? It means get to heaven. Everything else is absolutely irrelevant.